But Mr. Stark, they said they wanted more toy photography videos. Yeah, I know, but I've been busy. But you said you'll get some out last year. You said that it was going to be bigger than ever. Yes, you did. You said that. No, well, what I said was that we're going to be going kicking it up a notch. That's what I said. No, 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 but you know, I've been doing customs, all right?
Lord Helmet, what? Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good.
What is going on, toy fan? Project Piper Customs here, and welcome back once again to toy photography, and this time the journey continues. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you are brand new to the channel and this is the very first video in which you've clicked regarding toy photography, and if you are a beginner yourself, then I highly recommend that you check out my prior series, all 9 episodes of Toy Photography, a Beginner's Guide. Full playlist of all 9 episodes and a live stream plus 2 side note videos will be in the description. And in that series, we cover everything about how I approach setting up a toy shop. Starting from the very beginning, working your way through to posing, framing, staging, lighting, camera settings, and of course, the social media side of the hobby. Now, if that sounds good, wouldn't mind hitting that cheeky little subscribe button, or if you want to wait until you see if you enjoyed this video, you can save it to the end, but I would appreciate it nonetheless. So yes, we are back with a brand new series, and the journey does continue. And to quote Anakin Skywalker,
"This is where the fun begins."
So what is this series going to be all about? Well, I'll tell you. This series itself will be ongoing, as there will not be a cap to it, so we're just going to keep on rolling. And with each upload and installment within this series, we're going to be tackling different setups. As my toy photography is based indoors and without the use of Photoshop edits, we're going to be looking at a lot of tangible effects. All different kinds of styles, from panels, comic book, movie recreations, portrait and posters. Plus we'll be discovering new tips and tricks and learning how to do them right here with you. And in this premiere episode, we are going to be keeping it simple. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's no better way other than to show you directly. So let's break out some figures, get set up on the bench, and let's get handheld. Alright, what is going on? Behind the scenes, Ben here taking the reins, and yeah, just wanted to give you a little taste of what we've got going on. So going on the theme of keeping it simple, and I'm doing just that. And it may not look like it's being kept simple, but for me this actually is. If you can see here, let me get a closer view in, bring in a little bit of light. There he is. Right, we've got the Mr. Mummy Mikey in the sarcophagus. All right, so nothing crazy about this shot, literally just the theme of him waking up. All right, as you can see, we've got the chest is open. Mr. Mummy Mikey is slowly peeking his way out of the sarcophagus. That's it. That's all it is. I'm using the backdrop that came with the sarcophagus. I've got an empty Christmas wrapping tube right there, acting as if it's some sort of Egyptian pillar. I don't really have much in the way of working with Egyptian dio parts, dio pieces, accessories. Don't really have much in the way of those at all, so I'm just using what I have. I've got a little bit of this don't even know what it is, like this gravel, you know, it's brown enough to act like sand. This is why I'm using this cardboard base. As you can see, I've got him peeking through, got the snake slithering across the top. All right, and there's nothing going on over this side, nothing going on over this side. I'm literally just trying to keep the frame about there. All right, so it's just the top of the sarcophagus, and we're going to get a nice close-up of Mikey's face. Now I've got no lighting set up. This is literally just a pre-staging that I like to do. See if I can get the setup and the layout to work. I haven't even dug out the camera yet, so I'm going to dig out the camera, seeing if I can get it all framed up nicely to the way I want it. Then I'll approach the lighting. Right, and I'm hoping to try and get a sunbeam in there, hopefully capturing his eye, and I might hit it with a little bit of atmospheric vape, and just see if it will jazz up the picture any better. But that's literally it. This is me keeping it simple, nice and close up, right there on Mr. Mummy Mikey. And it's what I like to do. If you've got a figure that's extremely well detailed in its sculpt and it's decently painted, you can do these kinds of shots because they're going to be photogenic. Getting away with a nice crispy close-up, if you're stuck for ideas, if you're not in the mood to set up something big and elaborate, a nice close-up is just as good, and sometimes even better, because it's really being sold on the lighting and the sculpt. Okay, and here we have a nice simple setup. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to jump off camera, sort out the lighting, and yeah, get it all framed up, and we'll be back so I can go over exactly what else I've added to the shot. Alright, and here we are with all the lights set up, and as you can see I have gone ahead and made a couple of little changes. Okay, I've moved the snake because I just really wasn't feeling it crawling up on top. You couldn't really see the head, and with the light and everything it just did not look like it was the snake at all. It just kind of got washed out and amongst a lot of it. So I decided to reposition the snake so it's circling round and it's been startled by Mikey opening up out of the sarcophagus. Alright, so we've got this lamp up here, that's just adding loads of light over this side, and we have this light here which is as you can see projecting on the sarcophagus right here, and within the photo it looks like all the sunlight is coming in from this direction and hitting over here, and the lip of the sarcophagus is just being caught by the beam. Alright, and I did go ahead and hit it with a little bit of vape, aiming a soft cloud kind of just here, so it just captures some of the dust that's in the room. So I'll give you an idea now, just like that. Okay, and yeah, I was able to capture the shot nicely. It took a few goes, and that's what it's all about. You know, you'll never get the shot on the first try, very rarely will you. Alright, so there we are, this is it, and I'm going to give you a cheeky look at the final shot now. Alright, so I'll bring you down into my viewfinder, and there it is. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and of course you'll get to see this in all its glory over on my Instagram, and I'll give you a cheeky little look at the end of this video as well. But this isn't the only setup we are going to do in this segment. Okay, so now that I've got this one, it's time to pack it all away, and we'll set another one up on another day. And we are back on the bench, and this time we've got another figure, and I would say we have another setup, but as you can see there is no other setup. Alright, it is literally just my cutting mat on my workbench and the backs of my walls. That is it. That is as simple as it gets. So yeah, after getting this Fury Toys Samurai Springs figure, obviously not Leo, I really just wanted to have a play with him. I've seen some amazing shots being done with this guy, really great stuff that I wish I'd come up with myself. So I really wanted just to try something different and really focus the shot on emphasizing that beautiful sculpt work and the paint, and then just letting the lighting sell this shot. Alright, so that's all that's really going to be going into this shot in particular. We've got a nice bit of a close-up going on. I'll show you the viewfinder in a minute. Haven't set up mainly any lights apart from the one at the back and this one here. My main lamp is just so you can see the figure in this portion right now. Okay, so the idea is just simple. Just him posing in front of the camera with some nice green mysticism going on. I'm going to hit the back of the green light with my vape, trying to get a good vapor cloud coming up from behind him, so it looks a bit mystical, like he's, you know, charging through one of those little ninja bomb things or something like that. I'm just having a play at this point, really. I'm just trying to see what works, see if I can get it nicely framed up. And after a few rounds of posing with different weapons, I kind of settled for this. If you can see it, I've got the camera right in the way so I can't get too close, but yeah, so I've just got the samurai helmet Leo head on, he's holding his sword, arms back out, and of course you've got the scarf flapping in the wind behind him, but he's looking dead into the camera with those fury eyes. So yeah, as you can see, there really isn't much else to it. I've got all the other accessories out, just been having a play, got some bits and pieces to try and help elevate that light, because I really just want some light hitting the face and the eyes mainly, but we'll see how we're getting on. But yeah, so let me just show you how I've got it framed up in the viewfinder. Alright, but as you can see, oh, battery's dying. Good thing I have a couple more. As you can see there, always good to have. Okay, so that is how I've got the figure framed up. As you can see, nice and center. Alright, so we've got the arm and the sword in this corner. Okay, that's alleviating this area dead space. The other sword on his back up here is alleviating that area dead space. And even as a tiny bit here, I'm hoping with a little vape plume, because I'm going to be hitting the back of that light with some vape, as I said, can, you know, help fill in this area and the rest of the back. Really giving it that mystical look. That is all I'm going for, just having a little play, just seeing what works and seeing if I can pull something off that looks half decent. It's a good way of getting back in the swing of things if you haven't been in the game for a bit, or if you've been out of the game for a while. It's just having a little pose play, getting it in front of a camera and seeing what works. It's always the best thing to do. Alright, so now with that, we're going to kill the lights, turn these lights on, and I'll show you what we've got cooking. Okay, and we are back in the viewfinder. All the lights are off. I have all the other lights set up. Okay, really need to clean my lens, but you got that one at the back there, this one here, and you got that one there, just cutting down across the back of his helmet and highlighting the sword and a little bit of his upper arm. But I love the light on the bottom, it's really making his eyes pop. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get some vape, okay, and you're going to hit the back of that light right there, blow it downwards, let it plume out, and we'll see how it looks in the viewfinder. Come round, and as you can see, it has caught the light, but nowhere near as effective as what I would like it. It's probably going to take quite a few goes, but you know, sometimes you've got to take multiples to get the best shot, especially when you're working with vapor of any kind, even if it's not a vape itself. Like I said in part 1 of my lighting video on the beginner's guide series, there are plenty of other alternatives when it comes to vapor, such as antiperspirant aerosols. There is actually atmospheric aerosol cans, and you've got those little mini misters, you know, that a lot of people are using, and that offers you a little bit more control, and also the classic polyester pillowcase stuffing at its finest. Okay, so if you're not a dirty vapor like me, you have some alternatives. Thought I'd try it from above, see how that's looking. Oh, it's a bit better, it's spreading out a bit more, but again, it's not giving me the vapor trails that I'm after. Okay, as you can see, my work area is filled with vape. Yeah, so I have actually managed to grab a shot that I'm really happy with. All right. It's everywhere, but I will show you what I've got, and there it is right there. Really happy with this one. As you can see, it's all nicely evenly spread. You've got some awesome little vapor trails coming in right there. All right, beautiful stuff, and I can't wait to get this off the card onto my device and see what it looks like in all its glory. So even though I'm really happy with this one, I've got to show you how many I took to get to this part. Obviously I didn't film them. As you can see, there's loads, all different kind of consistencies, different ways of vaping from different angles, just trying to get something. I was, you know, looking at these and thinking, kind of, I like the rays of light coming through. All right, and then the other one just blinded the entire background. That one weren't too bad. I might actually have that as a B-side. I'll choose one of these as a B-side for sure. But yeah, as you can see, there's my multiple tries. That one just looks like there's a ghost in the background. Crazy. Yeah, that one weren't too bad, but it was a bit too bright for my liking. This one nearly made it. I was really happy with the way the vapor trails obviously were spreading out, but unfortunately some got right in front of the camera, and yeah, just dialed down and muted him a little bit, as you can see. But then after that, we hit the money right there. When it comes to toy photography setups, keeping things simple really is a great way to capture amazing art when you have very little to work with. And it's also a great place to help hone and sharpen the 3 fundamentals: posing, framing, and lighting, as you are forcing yourself to sell the shot on those 3 things alone. And once you've sharpened those 3 key elements, tackling a big, elaborate, action-packed setup will be a hell of a lot easier. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a like and a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.